Good afternoon. Today we have to see about another network theorem, that is nothing but superposition theorem. Now this theorem is basically applied when the circuit consists of number of sources. Either it may be number of voltage sources or number of current sources. Now in that case, the amount of current flowing through any branch that we have to calculate with the help of this superposition theorem. Now it states that the current flowing in a branch or element of a linear network having multi-sources is the algebraic sum of currents obtained by each source applied separately when all other sources are made zero. Now the meaning of this statement it is that here in this circuit there are two sources. Here it is that one source V1 and another source it is connected as a V2. Now, when both are acting, the current components are represented as I1, here it is I2, and here it is that I3. But when we have to find out the currents flowing through this R1, it is because of the V1 and because of the V2, then we have to make the summation or we have to make the use of this superposition theorem. That is the current flowing through this R1 because of V1 and because of V2 that we have to find out. Now, whenever we have to find out the current components through this R1, R2, R3, in the same way, we have to apply only one source at a time. Means if the circuit consists of two sources, three sources, or more than that, in that case, we have to use only one source at a time. Suppose V1 it is connected firstly, then at that time V2 it is short circuited. If V2 it is connected, then V1 it makes short circuited. Now for that case, what are the current components that we have to firstly find out through R1, R2 and R3, and by using this superposition theorem we have to find out the current I1, I2, I3. Now this can be also calculated, that is value of current I1, I2, I3, that should be also calculated by using the Kirchhoff voltage law. That should be also we have to see for with one example. Now here the current it is represented as I1 equal to I1 dash plus I1 double dash. Second thing it is that current flowing through this R2 it is I2, which is nothing but I2 dash and I2 double dash. Then current flowing through this I3, it is nothing but I3 dash plus I3 double dash. Now this dash, it is related to the which source it is connected. Suppose it is for V1, then it is 1 dash. And if it is V2, then double dash must be used. Means here we have to represent, that is where I1 dash, I2 dash, I3 dash are currents obtained when V1 is only applied. At that time V2 it is short circuited. Now here I1 double dash, I2 double dash, I3 double dash are the currents obtained when the V2 it is only applied, and at that time the V1 it is shorted. Now we have to see one example for this case. Now the example that I have already drawn is which type of example, that is here two sources are there. One it is 10 volt source, another it is 20 volt source, and it consists of three resistors, that is R1 is 4 ohm, R2 should be also 4 ohm, and R3 should be 2 ohm. Now what we have to find out, determine the current flowing through 2 ohm resistor in the network using superposition theorem. Now here we have to apply the superposition theorem, means we have to use the separate application of voltage sources. Now firstly, step 1, that is the current components we have to find out. The current due to voltage source V1 calculated when V2 which is 20 volt is short circuited. Now the equivalent circuit it is represented like this. Now the current components, instead of representing I1, I2, I3, here we have to represent as I1 dash, I2 dash and I3 dash. I1 dash, the value of current flowing through this total circuit, that is I1 dash means flowing through that through this R1, it is nothing but V divided by R, and it is that nothing but voltage divided by. Now here we have to find out the series and parallel combination of these resistors, that is here it is R1, and these R2 and R3 are in parallel with each other, and they are connected series with this R1, and therefore the equivalent resistance, it is represented like this. Now the putting the value, we have to find out this current, that is 10 volt divided by the value of R1, it is 4 ohm, plus now R2, that is 4 ohm, 4 into 2 divided by 4 plus 2. Now here this value should be becomes as a 10 divided by 4 plus 8.6, 8 divided by 6 it is, and its value should be approximately 1.33. Therefore it is represented as a 10 divided by 5.33. Now if you are calculating the values or making the I1 value, it should be becomes approximately 1.87 ampere. Now this is the value of I1 dash, which that current which is flowing through this total circuit. Now whenever that I1 should be appears here, it must be again distributed into components. Means some current should be I2 dash should be flowing to this R2, and I3 dash should be current flowing to this R3. Means here we have to consider the direction of currents. Here for I2 dash, current direction should be from left to right. Now when that another source it is connected, what happens that we have to see. Now before start getting that, we have to also find out the value of I2 dash and I3 dash. I2, that I2 dash, it is find out like this. Sorry, I3 dash equal to, by using parallel branch theorem, that is I1 dash into R2 divided by R2 plus R3. Now here we must know the formula for the another condition. That is, we must know that formula. Here the 1.87 into, what is the value of R2? It is nothing but 4 ohm divided by, it is 4 plus 2. And here the value of I3, it is represented as 1.87 into 4, that becomes 7.48 divided by 6, and its value should be 1.246 ampere. Now what about I2? I2, it is nothing but the difference between I2 dash, it is nothing but difference between that I1 dash and I3 dash, and it is 1.876 minus 1.246, it gives the value approximately 0.63 ampere. Means here three current components we have to obtain. Here it is that one component initial first, here it is second, and I1 dash, it is third component. Now these are the current components, that is I1 dash, I2 dash, I3 dash. It is because of the voltage source Phi1, which is we have to connect initially. Now we have to find out the another current components because of the Phi2, and these current components are recalculated with the formula as follows. That is, we have to initially convert the given circuit into required format as the current flowing through flowing in the circuit due to Phi2. When Phi1 it is shorted or short circuited, the circuit is as shown below. Means the circuit should be represented like this. Now here the current components are because of Phi2, it is represented as I2 double dash, I1 double dash, and I3 double dash. Means here second source is used. Now the current direction which is flowing for this R1, it is means I1 dash and I1 double dash. These are opposite to each other. For the same case, means for this I2 dash and I2 double dash, these are also flowing to in opposite direction, means it is from left to right because of V1, and for because of V2 it is from right to left. But for I3 but for this R3 the current direction should be same, means it is current that top from top to bottom side, means current direction should be same, and therefore only whenever we have to find out total summation, at that time we must consider the direction of these currents. Now here I2 double dash, it is calculated like this, that is V, it is nothing but 20 volt divided by R2 value, that is 4, plus here again parallel combination, means 4 into 2, that value should be same, and its parallel combination should be 1.33. It gives the values, that is 20 divided by 5.33, which is equal to 3.752 ampere. It is that value 3.72 ampere. Now again by using parallel branch theorem, we have to find out the value of I3 double dash, which is nothing but I2 double dash into. Now in case of parallel branch theorem, whenever we have to find out the current for that branch, we have to select the resistor of opposite branch. Here the resistor of opposite branch, it is nothing but R1 divided by R1 plus R3. Now its value should be 3.752 into 4 divided by, it is 6 value. Now if you are calculating this value, that is we can get the value which is nothing but 2.502 ampere, and the value of I1 double dash, it is represented as I2 double dash minus I3 double dash, and it's that is 3.752 minus 2.502, it gives the value approximately 1.25 ampere. Now we have to get the current components, both I1 dash, I2 dash and I1 double dash, I2 double dash. Here we have to make the third condition, that is step 3, that is when both sources are acting, means when both sources are connected, then current flowing through this R1 and R2 opposite to each other, means therefore instead of getting the summation, here we have to make the subtraction values, and therefore for this I1 and I2, and the current flowing through this R3 has same direction, hence I3 equal to I3 dash plus I3 double dash, and its value should be 1.246, that is I3 dash plus 2.502, it gives total current 3.748 ampere. Here we can get this current values. Now if you want to calculate this value, that should be also possible, but at this stage we have to only require the current which is flowing through this R2. Now how to say that this example or this answer it is correct, and to get that correct answer we have to use the another method which is called as Kirchhoff current law method, Kirchhoff voltage law method. Now here by using Kirchhoff voltage law, what it says, the algebraic sum of voltages in a closed loop is equal to 0. Means the voltage which applied voltage, it is the summation of voltage across each component. Here whatever the I1 R1 plus I3 R3 is equal to V1. For this loop, means closed loop should be there. For second loop, again V2 equal to I2 R2 plus I3 R3. Means by using this Kirchhoff voltage law, we have to find out the currents I1, I2 and I3, and these currents are calculated as follows. Now firstly, applying Kirchhoff voltage law to loop 1, V1 equal to I1 R1 plus I3 R3. Now what is I3? I3 it is nothing but current flowing through this R3 resistor, and which is combination of I1 and I2. Therefore, we have to make the combination of I1 plus I2, and here we have to write the equation. Now, after simplifying this equation, we have to make this total one statement or one equation. It is find out by putting the values, that is 10 equal to 6I1 plus 2I2. That is first equation. Now, for second loop, we have to apply the equation again, same formula, that is V2 equal to I2 R2 plus I3 R3. For I3, it is nothing but I1 plus I2. Here again, by simplifying, we can get the another equation, that is 20 equal to 2I1 plus 6I2. Now here two equations are obtained, one equation here and another equation here. By using simultaneous equation, we have to use, or we have to simplify the values of currents, and these currents are simplified as follows. Now what we have to do, we have to multiply this equation with 3 so that we can get the another value, and subtracting this equation from the equation number 1 means multiply equation 2 with 3 and subtract from equation 1. Now we have to multiplication. Firstly, equation 1, it is written, that is 10 6I1 plus 2I2, which is as it is, and after multiplication with this equation, that is by 3, that is 60 equal to 6I1 and plus 18I2. Now making the subtraction, we have to get minus 50 equal to here minus 16I2. Now I2 equal to, negative sign should be cancelled, which gives the values 3.125 ampere. Now this is that current flowing through this I2 because of both sources. Now putting this value in equation number 1, we have to find out the value of I1, that is here I have to write 10 equal to 6I1 plus 2 into 3.125, and that value should be becomes as 6I1 equal to 3.75, means by multiplying we have to take this quantity on right side, and we have to make only small change, that is 3.75 divided by 6, and its value should be I1 equal to 0.625 ampere. Here we have to get the values of I1. Now I3 current, it is nothing but I3 equal to I1 plus I2, and by making the summation of these two quantities, that is I2 value should I1 value should be 0.625 plus I2 value should be 3.125. It gives the approximate value should be 3.75 ampere. Now in the last equation, we have to see the similar formula, which is by using the superposition theorem, that is value of I3 equal to 3.748, and here we have to get 3.75 ampere. Means by using same by using both method, we have to solve this example. Now if more than two sources are there, then what happens? Then again we have to see that condition for the next